Yo, 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 yo. What is going on? Let's uh let's get this morning session started, man. Let's see what we got going on. Stream looks good. Everything looks good. Let's get this out to the boys in Discord. I used to say Telegram. It's Discord only. Oh, main chat. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling. Nice. Stream is in excellent condition. No warnings. We're good, man. We're good. Wait for some people to hop in here. We'll get some analysis rolling, and we'll check out what we might be looking at trading this morning. Right now, looking at ES, the S&P futures chart. Got the 5-minute chart open here on TopstepX. TopStep is a futures funding company. This is their new TopstepX platform that rolled out. Mario, first in show, always my man. You get the gold star, buddy. Here. welcome, man. Welcome back. Mario in the chat has been around since I started putting out content, and my man, I don't think has missed a single live session or piece of content that I put out. So I appreciate you, brother. I hope you're here for a while. So I'm not planning on going anywhere just yet. But I'll wait for a couple more people to hop in, and I'll do a quick overview, brief explanation on how I mark my charts up. My approach, I like to call it my approach instead of my strategy because it is discretionary. It's certainly a strategy, but it is a discretionary strategy that uses my subjective intuition and experience, and I think approach is a little bit more appropriate than strategy, which a lot of guys equate to rules-based, black and white strategy. So we're combining some intuition and experience with some structured technical analysis, some chart marking. Even more importantly than that is the way that we are structuring risk on our trades, how we're managing our trades, how we are looking to make a little bit more on our winners than we lose on our losers over time. And we know that even with a pretty abysmal win rate, somewhere around that 50%, we will make money. That's the game plan. That is the game plan. So I'm watching ES. Let's see, we got a couple people in here. Yeah, give me I got water right behind me. I don't know if I have a lot of people on this one. Have to call an audible here and run it this morning. But we'll get it in. We'll have a recording done, and anybody that wants to watch it later can watch it. But I will do just a quick overview. We got the market open here. It is 9:39. I'm coming up on like the first opportunity that I give myself to start trading. I try to wait for the first 10 minutes after NYSE open to start entering trades, just because it gets a little bit hectic. It's a little bit calmer here on ES, which I enjoy. But I'm still going to stick with that first, 10 to 15 minutes. So no immediate pressure to be entering a trade, because anything that I don't take right now is not a missed trade. So here's the baseline of the approach. I utilize market structure and price action mainly, and then I filter in some volume and order flow. What I mean by market structure is the most basic sense of market structure, starting on the higher time frames. I want to take a look and look for a trend, look for higher highs and higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. Look for areas of interest that I want to mark with horizontal levels. People call them support and resistance, supply and demand, order blocks. You can call them whatever you want. Just horizontal levels, areas of interest that I want to mark. So first off, way out on the 4 hour, I just want to get the overall feel. We know we've been in a massive trend. We want to just understand where we're at in the cycle of this higher time frame structure. We've sold off from the top of this really strong uptrend down to this level here. Since then, we've been rallying. That rally's continued in this really strong uptrend that we've put in. As we can see right now, starting from yesterday, we got a nice bearish 4 hour candle forming. We'll see if this is just a quick retest down before it continues back up. Right now, it looks like it's going to close a gap on lower time frames right off the bat at market open. So what I do, how I start marking my levels, I take a look at where price action is at, and I want to mark off horizontal zones, levels, areas of interest above and below price, like the one that I had marked off here yesterday. That is being respected right now, that price is reacting from. These aren't magical. They're not going to be magnets for price. You're not going to see immediate rejections at all of them. Sometimes they'll be respected. Sometimes they won't. They provide areas of interest, again, that provide good opportunities to structure risk and where maybe you want to be paying attention to taking a trade, an entry and exit. Use them for a target if you're going to trade within before it gets there or before it's coming in and out of one of those zones of where you might want to take profit, something like that. How I've been marking these a little bit more structured on the US indices is utilizing, starting from the 4 hour, dropping down, 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, maybe 30 minute, maybe 15 minute, and just looking for, I like to call them support and resistance zones. You can call them order blocks. Looking for the next low that was put in looking left if there's, uptrend structure and prices moving down, or the next high that was put in looking left if the prices moved above it without really price action trading through it. So if I look left, what's the next area of interest do I see? It's this area right here. Where I actually marked the zone, it can include the low of that level. It can be the candles that are the price action beforehand that is right before that impulsive move. But I do like to see some kind of impulsive move, big momentum coming out of that zone. And I like to mark the area, the price action, utilize that as my zone. I don't like huge zones, but I try to encompass that price action before the impulsive move up or down. That seems to work well for me. If you want to use what people call a basing candle, the last candle that's opposite color of the direction of the move, like if you want to use the last red candle before the big impulsive green candle at the zone, and you want to mark that off, that's fine. I got a 50% line in these zones now. You could have one, you could not have one. Again, some of this stuff is just going to be nuanced, and I don't think it provides a massive amount of edge if you're going to trade discretionary anyway. So, how did I get this zone right here? On the 1 hour, it's all green. It probably came off the 15 minutes somewhere. Yeah, we're looking left, right? If we're going to break below this low here, what's the next low that I want to take a look at in this market structure? Right here. Why did I mark all the way down here? I don't know. There's probably a candle that made sense to me. Maybe it's 5-minute chart that I was looking at. Probably the 5-minute chart. There's some red candles down here that were making sense that I came off of. I usually throw the magnet tool on and I find a candle that I like. Sure, I got the complete low down here of this move, and I've got the the tops of these candles, which just makes sense to me. If you want to cover up here or have your zone be way down here, that's fine, man. Whatever works for you. I would recommend, if you're newer to trading, you find some consistent way to do it. This way you do have some consistency as you approach the markets every day with your chart marking. You're not doing things completely different every day, but in my opinion, I don't think stressing where you put the zone to the top of the wick, the bottom of this wick, I don't think it provides massive amount of edge if you're going to trade discretionary in between the zones anyway. So, there's that. That's my opinion. All this is opinion. None of this is financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. So again, higher time frame, start with the higher time frames, maybe look at the daily to get a feel for where you're at. I don't like to take too much higher time frame bias into my trading on the 5-minute and the 1-minute chart on the US indices because I take buys and sells based off that low time frame price action. But it's important to know where you're at. It's important to understand if you're going to watch the same charts every day, you should know what's going on from a higher time frame perspective all the way down to the lower time frame perspective. Just give yourself that complete zoomed out view all the way into the zoomed in view, and zoom out during the trading day a little bit. Jump back out to the 30-minute or the 15-minute or whatever chart you like. So once I have those zones marked out above and below price, I got a feel for higher time frame structure. I drop down to my trading time frame right around the 5-minute. Maybe I look at the 15-minute for this, or the 1 minute if you want. I like to mark out the 9:30 a.m. open with this one vertical line. That's it. It's just marking when the open is, so I could know when I need to be paying attention. Just taking a look at what price action is doing. Looks like it wants to come up here, fill this imbalance that was created, and then maybe continue down, maybe continue its run back up. So we'll just have to wait and see from here. I've got a pre-market high and pre-market low, which are somewhat discretionary levels because I don't have a specific time frame that I like to wait for. But I'll look back before 9:30 a.m. when I get on the charts. If I'm looking at 7:30, 8:30 in the morning, I look back to the area that price has traded in pre-market, pre-NYSE market, back towards really the 1, 2 a.m. Eastern time. So I got a high over here for pre-market. I didn't want to take this high that was back yesterday. I want to take a high from this morning, and I marked that off, and then I've got my pre-market low. This was the low that price has traded in pre-market for this day before 9:30 a.m. open. The two other lines I have on here are prior day low and high, and this is going to conclude my chart markup. So pre-market low and high, 9:30 a.m. open, a few zones above and below price, and the prior day's candle high and low. These are important, important areas of price action, and this is an objective level, closes, right? Everybody can see this on their chart. It's not my opinion. This is really the only objective level that I'm using. The prior day high and low. I had been marking off candle body high and low. With these smaller candles, sometimes it gets a little bit messy. I just don't feel like marking it, so I'm not going to mark it. I also sometimes will throw a 50% line in between my pre-market high and low, these lines right here. I find that middle ground just as a good frame of reference to know what we're looking at as we're trading, where we are within that pre-market range. I'm going to be looking over every once in a while at the Top Step live stream that I have over in the corner, because they mentioned multiple times they're doing a fire drill, and I'd love to tell everybody about it so we can all get free resets and then YOLO these accounts to the moon. They give away free resets. The dude mentioned it twice this morning, so maybe it's coming today. I don't want to miss it. I usually just leave it running in the background pretty low, and if I hear them start talking or announcing stuff, I'll click over to it real quick. But when I start looking over to the left, that's mostly what I'm looking at. So again, that's my chart markup. How I actually trade for the U.S. indices. I've primarily been trading NQ, recently switched over to ES, a little bit less volatile, a little bit more flexibility on risk management. Watch yesterday's video if you want to hear more about that. I will utilize price action and market structure and these zones, again, along with a little bit of volume data and a little bit of order flow, which is not seen on this chart. I've got over on my separate monitor to decide when to enter and exit. I like to trade with the trend that forms. I like to trade breaks and retests. I like to utilize price action to trade with the momentum that price is currently moving in. Right now, a buy looked pretty good from this area. If price opened up and gave us a little bit more time, a buy up to this area where we were looking at filling this impulsive move. I pay attention to gaps and balances in price action, and I look to trade, again, with the shorter time frame trend, utilizing price action and market structure. I know that's vague, and I'll continue to trade today. You'll see how I take my entries. I'll explain why I'm taking them. It's somewhat vague because I utilize a number of different setups. Again, I'm utilizing zones created by price action and market structure, along with a little bit of volume data and a little bit of order flow, which I won't go too far into right now. But just wanted to give you the baseline of me marking my charts up on the higher time frames, how I'm paying attention to pre-market, how I'm paying attention to market open. A couple examples are, I like to mark out pre-market high and low. oftentimes price will break out of that pre-market range pretty quickly. It will oftentimes either run from there, in which case maybe we want to look for the direction that run is moving in. We want to try to jump in on that trend, find a way to structure risk utilizing market structure, highs and lows, and price action highs and lows, finding an area that if price reaches, we want to be out of the trade because we're no longer right. We don't think we're right. We think it's more likely to continue in the opposite direction, and finding a target based on price action if we can, looking over to the left, or just utilizing maybe a positive risk to reward ratio, something that makes sense. Again, my stuff is a little bit dynamic. I change it based on the situation. It is discretionary. That's one example. Another example is price breaks out. Oftentimes it retraces back into that zone, into the pre-market trading area, maybe towards the middle ground, maybe towards the VWAP line that I have on here that I don't use exclusively for anything, but I do pay attention to. And then it continues in the direction that it initially broke out from. That's a pattern that I find plays out frequently. Again, just some basic observations that play out over time that you can note, utilizing that along with whatever the context that you're seeing on the chart. We had a gap here this morning. Price went right back up and filled the gap. A buy right off of this zone that we had marked, where price reacted at, would have played out very, very nicely. So again, that along with a number of other different things that can play out over time, on the low time frames, I'll look to trade. Again, discretionary strategy. My entries and exits are going to be based on price action, market structure, what I'm seeing. Don't have hard set rules for any of it. I try to structure my trades with a positive risk to reward. At a bare minimum, I don't want to close in profit below a 1-to-1 unless the trade's not working out. Again, discretionary, and I want to manage it and close it at break even. I like to shoot for a 2-to-1 if it's at all possible. I like to get my stop loss to break even when it makes sense. Again, different for every instance. But that's the baseline, that I trade off of. So I had somebody ask me that, what's my strategy? I want to learn it. Join these live sessions. You'll see how I mark my charts. You'll see when I'm entering and exiting trades. You'll see why, and I'll explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. And you'll see it work out. You'll see it not work out because I do this stuff live. I show you what the real side of this looks like. For this approach, for this strategy, over a large number of trades, like I find most profitable traders, end up with around that 50% win rate, believe it or not. I go on hot streaks, win streaks. I go on losing streaks, but overall, it averages right around that 50%. Maybe it's 55. It's a little bit positive. The edge comes in with the risk to reward because I'm making a little bit more on my winners on average than I'm losing on my losers. That's how we end up making money in the markets consistently. So, along with that, I apply this approach. This is the same approach that really I've applied in Forex. The same baseline, the fundamentals of it that worked for me very well. In Forex, I've obviously adjusted and adapted a handful of different things. I'm trading specific times of the day for NYSE session open and NYSE session close. That's where we see a lot of volume and volatility come into the markets. Hold on. Nope. Utilizing specific times of the day to trade to catch some volatility. So that's the big overview, man. If you guys got questions on any of that, you want more info, please let me know. I wanted to have this on recording so I can, just give this person the baseline that they were asking for. I have more recently been adjusting my risk management, really not the approach at all. For the 50K TopStep account, just to work within the risk parameters that we have to work within. I've swapped over to a different U.S. indice, primarily was trading NASDAQ. I've traded a lot of NASDAQ and Dow, YM, US 30 in the CFD market. Recently hopped over to play with S&P because of the movements and because of the way I can structure risk on it with the 50K account. So far, it's been pretty cool, and backtesting has worked pretty similarly to my trading on NQ. Just a little bit slower. Sometimes it feels like watching paint dry. A little bit less volatile with the actual movements and the way that the contract value is structured per tick. So that's enough of that, man. Let's talk about trading today. Again, you could use this approach on whatever time frame you want. Price action and market structure forms the same across different time frames. Obviously, you just have to pay attention to the time of day that you're trading. But I've been also looking at swing trading this overnight, holding trades overnight. Had a really nice one from this morning, from yesterday. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, this played out. Can we see this on the chart on the screen? Whoa. Don't need that. This is just a screenshot. Played out very nicely. This was on a separate TopStep account. Taking trades around that 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time once the day opens back up for the TopStep accounts with the intention to hold it overnight, EST time. Wider stop loss, wider take profit. Obviously, I have a buy stop way up here and a limit order way down here. I had been adjusting stuff, moving it back off, figuring out if I was going to end up closing this thing before NYSE open, holding it longer. But in general, you can apply this type of approach to whatever time frame you want. There's, nuances and considerations and adjustments that you should make. But, price action, market structure, discretionary approach, applying your intuition, applying your own experience with that instrument, with that market, to make some good trading decisions. Obviously, not talking about psychology, not talking about mindset. That's completely a massive key piece to successful trading. Really didn't talk too much about risk management on that, and some of the other important factors, which would be paying attention to news, financial news. When red folder news is coming out, deciding when to trade. So, there's more than that with the all-encompassing strategy approach trading plan, but that's the baseline of how I approach the markets. So, again, if you just hopped on, we're on TopstepX on a 50K account. I got everything live here. You could see everything. No trades yet this morning. We just waited for NYSE to open. I'm on the 5-minute chart here. This was yesterday's pretty small trading range consolidation for the most part. Overnight, we saw quite a bit of consolidation and then a big sell-off this morning all the way down to this zone. We broke below this zone and we have since reacted. We left this gap, this imbalance in price action here. We've come back up, filled that all the way back up to prior day low, marked out by this line, right up to the VWAP line for the morning, which I pay attention to. It's a volume-weighted average price. That's what this is. You can experiment with that, pay attention to it, read up on it if you want. It's not, I'm not a big indicator guy. It's not something that I need to utilize, but I've been paying attention to it for the VWAP, for the U.S. indices. Seems to work pretty well. So from here, I'm looking to see if we start to react to the upside and this move wants to continue. This sell-off was pretty nasty this morning. Came all the way back down. It could have been just a nice retest and a pullback, and then we're going to continue up. If we look at this from a higher time frame perspective, we can see how that structure would play out. Nice push up. Obviously, after price pushes up, oftentimes we get a corrective move and then a continuation. Maybe that's what this is. This, to me, looked a little bit more aggressive than what we've seen for this price action. We've kind of seen the consolidation here, and then they turn down. A little bit of a head and shoulders pattern. If you pay attention to patterns, I really don't, but I just acknowledge what's on the chart, and I can spot it and talk about it. A little bit more of price action like this, where maybe a more aggressive retracement or a start of a continuation down is on the board for today. Again, we did break below this low. We reacted from that pretty nicely, but right now from pre-market, from this morning, I'm looking at a downtrend, right, on low time frames. As we go lower, we see that even more clearly. We've pulled back up. We started to break some of the structure down here by putting in like a higher low here as we pushed up and broke above these highs on the low time frame. Now we're pushing up with some momentum. So this looks pretty dang strong to me right now. I don't want to jump in long on this just yet. I think there's potential for a gnarly reaction off this, but we are above the VWAP here. Buyers have been in control. We're at the 10 a.m. mark, so we've got our 30-minute opening range. It's another area that I like to pay attention to. The first 30 minutes after the 9:30 a.m. open. Again, just areas on the chart where we might want to pay attention to. That's one that a lot of traders will pay attention to. The first 15 minutes and the first 30 minutes of the trading day. And if we continue to trade above it, there's a good call for a bullish move, which we're seeing right now. If we start to break out below that range, maybe there's a continuation to the downside. But right now, if I had to take a position, it's a buy. Man, this is super strong, pushing up back towards pre-market high. I'm going to wait to see if we get some kind of a pullback here. I may miss the run up, but I am looking long now after we had this really big bullish close through this VWAP line through prior day high and prior day low. What are we looking at here? That's why I have to label them. Yeah, prior day low. But I'm just going to wait to see if we get a pullback in a continuation. That'll be enough direction and market structure for me. If we start to break down below it, I'll probably wait a little bit and then decide if we want to look for a short. Here's the 1 minute time frame. I think I'm going to stay, just based on the way this chart's laid out, I think I'm going to stay on the 5 minute today. On ES with the 50K account, a little bit wider stop, a little bit more room to work, a little bit lower position size, rather than NQ where I'm limited to really one contract and a really tight stop of around that 50 tick at the most mark, where I'm taking on $250 of risk per trade. They play out very, very quickly. You take a couple consecutive losses, you could be in trouble for that account. So, but hey guys, my man, what's going on? What's up? Good to see you guys. Personal lockout, and I can't read that one. Liquid is so good on TopStep. Sure. Yeah, man. I like the personal lockout. I think it's really cool. TopstepX has a bunch of cool features. It's, yo, what's going on, my man? Is a manual lockout to stop yourself from doing any more trading for the day. If you're in profit and you have an issue with overtrading, or you're in drawdown and you have an issue with overtrading, just cutting yourself short is pretty cool. Locks you out of the account. You can't trade anymore for the rest of the day. But this is a new one. Played around with it a little bit yesterday. Ran it down $100. Doing some testing, doing it on live, kind of going through it. If you want to see that, yesterday's video is kind of the exploring TopStep, talking about the different functions, testing out different order executions and watching how they play out. But so far, it's been really cool. I enjoy the platform. Played with it quite a bit yesterday. It's been nice. We'll work on some 50K accounts on this one for sure. I still have a few evaluations running on from TradeOvate. That's what I was trading on, that overnight trade from yesterday. So I will have to trade those as well. But yeah, man, if you guys are on here, you're hanging out, maybe throw the TopStep live stream in the corner and catch the fire drill whenever it comes on. I'm probably gonna miss it because I don't have sound on or anything here. But so this looks bullish, man. This looks very strong. I'd kind of be buying this move without a really great way to structure risk, but I'm getting tempted to jump in here for a buy. Again, reasoning behind the trade, looking at the recent time frame structure, looking at the way that it reacted off of this zone, looking at how it opened up to the upside, back into the trading range, made it up to the VWAP line, made it up to this important level here that we paid attention to, which is also this low that was broken. If we look left, this is the first low that was broken as we were coming down here. If it was going to react to the downside, this is around the area that I'm looking for it to do it. I don't see that happening. I see bullish pressure. We got nice green candle closes. I don't have my single color candles here, but we got my nice bullish candle closes. So I'm looking for a way to get long right now unless we start to react here. I'm going to wait to see if we get a pullback. We got, we've got a gap here on the 5 minute, on the 1 minute. That's traded through a little bit more, but we kind of got this impulsive move, on the low time frames. Maybe price wants to come back down. Check that out. I think that's a real possibility, and then continue its move up or continue down. So I'm just going to give it a minute here. This would have been really my entry if I was going to be aggressive with it. The hesitation, the indecision at this area right here. Again, at this low, a zone could be drawn here, and then the nice bullish close through that. So that would have been my entry. I'm waiting a little bit long, chatting with you guys. We'll see what direction we want to try to play it here. Copy trading needs more work, but features requested, so we'll see. Yeah, man, I think they're going to be updating a lot on this. Obviously, they're encouraging everybody to get onto it by offering that wild discount. So I think they're going to get a lot of feedback from stuff that they need to adjust, need to add on to, and I think they're only going to make it better. But so far, it's pretty cool, man. I love being able to trade with a TradingView chart. I think it's the most intuitive and clean platform out there. It's got the best tools. Everything just works. So I like TradingView. I like the speed. Tradeovate I wasn't super fond of, and integrating TradingView with Tradeovate gave me some lag. So I wasn't super excited about that. This has kind of solved that so far. So we will chill, man. No trade yet. I'm gonna wait to see. We flip bullish and we get a candle that starts pushing up. I'm probably gonna take an aggressive buy without the candle closing and just take it to the upside. Right now, I think it's likely that we pull back down to this area. I'm just not sold on taking a short with a stop just above this area. I really only want to be targeting like that area. Let's look at it on the 1. Again, simple market structure, price action. I'm really not utilizing a lot of volume or order flow on this because I'm trading off of the TopstepX chart. I have it over in the corner, and it keeps not loading, so I don't love that. Cool. Let's keep this one in our face so we can see where we're at in the 1 minute. We can see some stacked imbalances. We can see what delta looks like, which is, again, more order flow tools. Yeah, no real stacked imbalances on the 5 minute that I want to be paying attention to. 1 minute, you get stuff form much more frequently. I will leave that open. Only thing that's valid right now is a small stacked sell imbalance here on the 1 minute for ES. Let's jump back to the 5 here. Price probably going to come back up, clear that up, and then decide if it wants to continue its move to the upside. Maybe we'll get long, throw a stop somewhere right down below here, because if it was going to come down and clear this up, close this gap, now's its chance to. If it turns from here and we get another bullish close, that's the move for me. We got somebody yapping, speaker, FOMC speaker at 11 a.m. I think we had just talking about news. No red folder. There's orange folder at 1. It's 10-year bond auction. There was something yellow. A lot of speakers this week. 10:30 crude oil inventories. That's a yellow folder. Again, low impact. And then FOMC at 11, a speaker, and FOMC at 1:30. So those have less potential than a red folder, much less, obviously. But you never know how they're going to answer questions, how they're going to, what they're going to say, and then how somebody's going to interpret that. So it's important to just be aware of it. Not as important as a red folder or orange folder event. We're not talking about like the Fed meeting where they're releasing a rate, or we're not talking about NFP or anything like that. But if there's nothing on the chart, I want to go down to the yellow folder stuff, take a look just to see what I might want to be paying attention to. Yeah, so this looks like it's going to try to make the case for a continuation to the upside. I'm going to wait to see. I'll be late to jump into the bullish move if I decide to take a buy, because I just want to I don't want to be stopped out on the way back down. Again, this was a pretty gnarly sell-off on the way back down. Maybe it is just the come back down into this zone, clear this gap, tap into this support zone, and start pushing up, and we're going to just push higher. But I was not sold on that this morning at all. I don't want to take my bias into the trading day, but I'm giving you my my frame of analysis here. So I'm going to be patient. I'm usually in a trade by now, a couple of them, but being a little bit more patient this morning. I was expecting some kind of a move like this up and then a nice reaction to the downside. Maybe we're getting that, man. I'm going to see how this candle closes. I'm looking at a short here. A 5-minute short with a little bit wider stop loss.
Order filled.
I'm going to start the trading day out with a short. I'm going to take it here with a stop loss just above this area. Let's get one on the board. Again, I'm looking at this as the reaction, right? Here was his chance. Here was the nice big close above. This was his chance to run. We came back down, tapped the VWAP line, tapped this. Again, maybe we just need to close this gap and we're going to continue up. But I'm looking at a continuation down, back down towards these lows. I don't need to hold it all the way down for a break. I'll manage this one. We'll see, how this plays. I'll decide when to get out just based on price action and market structure. I would like to build up a little bit of a buffer, like we talked about from the risk management side, on the 50K account, to start trading it a little more aggressively. This is a pretty wide stop, taking on a pretty considerable amount of risk for this first trade here. We say about 22 ticks. This would be my... Let's see if I could change this up. I'm not going to put position tools on here. It just makes it too messy. This would be my 1-to-1 down to that area. So I like to just note that on the chart. And we'll see how this one plays out. Again, simple trade, market structure, price action. I think we're going to have a lot of buyers right here. Playing this to the uptrend. I'm a little the upside, a little bit counter trend if I'm just looking at this, but with the trend if I'm looking at the pre-market structure and this move to the downside. So I think even if we're going to move up for the day with this type of price action, I'm playing this to the short side, and we'll see if we come back up. We break through my stop. We break above this high. This late in the session, I think it's much more likely to continue up. And I'll probably flip long pretty quickly with a stop loss way down here. Try to ride it up to the pre-market highs or prior day highs. That's my initial game plan for this. So we will leave this one as it is right now. Let's check out what's up. What's going on, man? Getting a little bit of trading in on Top Step. Again, two quick notes. A little bit of testing going on, right? Like I'm trading on a different platform. This is the second day on a brand new platform for me. For most of us, if we're trading on TopstepX, so take that into consideration with your trading. It's a little bit of forward testing. You're looking at a different chart. You're using different tools. Things are in different places. So, we'll be a little bit patient with, this. Second piece is the risk management structure for these 50K accounts. There's a lot of different ways you can approach trading and risk management. One of the ways that I think is advantageous and has a good balance between being too aggressive because it's only a $19 account, and who the hell cares if you lose $19? If you put any trade on in the live market, you probably have around that amount of risk with one trade. So especially if you're trading, with thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, you'd have a whole lot more than that. So a lot of guys just YOLO these accounts. They go in with big contract size. And I get that. You want to pass it quick. Time is money. You don't want to be stuck trading, a $19 account for weeks at a time and only to fail it. Wow, we got some buyers stepping in here. This is not good for my trade. May get stopped out pretty quickly on here and want to flip long. This is quite a bit of buying pressure coming in. No real stacked imbalance for me. Nothing just yet, but it looks like it may want to continue this move up. But I'm going to sit in this one. I'll probably let the stop hit. If it wants to come all the way back up there, I'll wait for price action, and then I'll decide whether we want to get long or short again on this. But again, so structuring risk on these. If you're trading the 50K account, you've got $1,000 of daily drawdown limit and $2,000 to your max drawdown. You hit $2,000 of loss, you lose the account, you're done. If you hit 1,000, you're closed out for that day and you're starting the next day. The way you can structure risk in a way that is somewhat aggressive but gives you a little bit of room to work where you're not just going to take on $500 or $1,000 for the first trade. If you start to try to build a buffer up by having your risk be somewhat small, maybe around that $250. I'm at like $275 of risk on this one because, again, I'm on the 5-minute chart. These are going to take longer to play out. I'll probably take less trades in a day. But maybe you slow it down a little bit by jumping up to a little bit higher time frame, widening out your stop a little bit, and decreasing your position size. And what you can do is if you start to win trades, maybe you win 1 or 2, you can progressively increase your risk. Now you're working with profit. You have a buffer built up for your daily loss limit. You have profit to be able to risk in the market. People do this with live accounts as well. But because we're working with an end-of-day trailing drawdown, you can only ever risk so much if that drawdown is going to trail up with you to a certain point. So the way you can get more aggressive without that trailing drawdown affecting you is to trade heavier on a day where you're in profit. Again, this can work out pretty negatively. You can give all that profit back quickly since you're risking it that much more on the next trade, but it's a little bit more conservative than just coming out with a really heavy amount of risk, kind of YOLOing the account and hoping that your first trade wins and you make $1,500 and that's it. There's a consistency rule on these accounts as well. It's $1,500 is your best trading session. The goal profit target is only $3,000. So the minimum you could do it in is 2 days. But just a thought on risk management for these. Again, it's one of the reasons that I swapped over to ES to be able to trade a little bit slower moving of an instrument, a little bit less volatile when you look at the size of the movements and the value of the ticks on NQ being a $5 contract and the value of the ticks on ES being a $12.50 contract. But the actual amount of the tick movement is much, much smaller on ES, allows you to take on less risk. NQ with a 50K account, in my opinion, you really got to be scalping, pretty aggressively. You can't have that wide of a stop loss, even with one contract. And the only way to do that is to get pretty aggressive on the low time frames, which works fine. I like the approach. You you just end up with a higher volume of trades, and you can hit that drawdown or or max limit pretty quickly. You can certainly hit it doing this, and it looks like I might today. Unfortunately, I got one that's coming against me, but that's just the nature of it. Yeah, so we got strong bullish pressure here. I'm not looking to close this trade out. Again, I have my stop loss in an area that makes sense for me, just above this high. If it needs to come up here and and wick out everybody like me that's in with a stop before moving down, so be it. Maybe I'll jump back in as it starts to come back down. But I'm looking at this as the move back down. Obviously, a little bit less likely to happen with this type of price action rather than this just following through right here. But I'm going to stay in it for right now. Maybe it just wants to come up here, take out this liquidity, if there is liquidity, and decide to continue down. But you hear Mark Douglas. I talk about those books. This morning. You should read Trading in the Zone. It's available. It's an excellent book. One of the things Mark Douglas talks about that is a really good way to reframe your mind for trading, not get too emotional when you're winning or when you're losing. It's a game of probabilities that we're playing, number one. This is going to be potentially a good example as I'm in a losing trade here. Number one, it's a game of probabilities. We don't know which edges are going to work out. We know we're only going to be able to operate with whatever our win rate is. And even if we do everything correctly and this setup would have worked out perfectly on another day, there's going to be a day like today where maybe it doesn't work out. So that's number one. The second, the way you can start to think about losses that can help you really first understand what you're actually doing here, and to come away from this losing mindset and being upset with losses and being pissed off when this stop loss hits. Losses are part of the business. Losses.
Order filled.
There we go. Got stopped out on this one. So we'll see if this starts to continue through or wants to turn, and we are just unfortunately the ones that got wicked out. We were selling the breakout and we didn't give it enough time. But right now we got expansion, right? We've got this low that came down, broke below these lows, started to move down, and now we've come back up and broke above these highs. If it comes all the way back down again, breaks below this low, we start to get some difficult price action to trade. But you can start to look at losses like this as a expense, as a business expense. You're going to take losses. If you know you're going to take losses, the way you could start to think about them is it's the cost of doing business. It's the cost that we have to pay to make ourselves available for the big winning trades or for just the winning trades in general, for the trades that do work out. You have to pay that price. You want to limit the amount of that you're paying for that price, obviously, by minimizing your losses and making your losers small if you can, but you have to pay that price. Everybody has to pay that price. So maybe start to reframe the way you think about your losers. Always review, find out ways that you can improve, find out ways that you can have more winners than losers and to make your winners larger than your losers. But understand that you're going to take losses and that those losses are a business expense. They're a required expense to pay to make yourself available to make money in the markets. That's just the nature of it. So this is pushing up with some force here. My play on this one is going to be wait for a retest and then a continuation up. I'm going to wait to see if it comes back down to this high here, closes up some of this this bit of a gap imbalance that's forming right now on the 5-minute and on the 1-minute that I've got over to the side here, and see if we look long, because now this looks much less likely to continue down to break below this low. We pushed up. This was the short opportunity. That failed quickly, and we're back above this high. So let's see what we get with this price action here, and I'll look for the next trade. Try to jump in, flow with the market, ride along with it. Market's going to tell you what it wants to do for the most part, and our job is to find a way to flow with that. So we definitely have some room to the upside, even just to the pre-market high, if not the prior day high. So not a bad opportunity there. Unfortunately, not building any buffer on this day into drawdown by a couple $100. And yeah, this looks strong, man. looks pretty strong. We might see some kind of a reaction here. I do note this as an area of a lot of volume traded. We're up past these lows, but obviously we could see all these lows and this high put in a lot of trading volume here. The next really area that I'd be identifying as a support resistance zone and order block is right here, right off of this impulsive move to the downside from this morning. So we may approach that quickly, which looks like we are, and I'm not getting a real second chance for a long here, or first chance for a long here. But going to have to be patient, wait and see if we get up here first before we retest. Looks like it's going to. Oh, I got somebody spamming the chat. I don't know what this is, but bro, what is all this? If you got questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Fair value gap. Cool. Hey, brother, do you like the platform so far? I do like the platform. That platform have footprint? No, not that I'm aware of. Where are you checking stacked imbalances? On the side on a footprint chart. I have to leave for a bit. Got you, my friend. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what all this is, but I'm going to put you in timeout for 10 minutes, and I'm going to put you in timeout for 10 minutes because you spammed the chat, and I don't like that. I recognize I'm trading and didn't answer your questions because I'm in a trade, but don't send 47 messages in the chat. That makes it hard for me to read anything. So, got deleted and you're timed out for a little bit. Maybe you can come back in 10 minutes. No spamming. That's part of the rules. Let's check. Yeah, man. So, a couple different ways you can see order flow. The traditional footprint chart will show you that. I've been messing around with TradingView's new beta volume footprint chart. It's available to premium members. I think the highest level I think you have to have of the subscription to TradingView to get it, and it will show you stacked imbalances. It'll show you delta. There's some question as to whether or not it's really accurate data, how they're getting that data over like a subscription that you have to pay for through Sierra Charts or something like that. But I've been watching it for now. So we are all the way back up, man. Yeah, this was unfortunately just the wrong play. Looking at this again, I like this trade. Really, end of the day of the week, we come up, test VWAP, start to react off of it. I liked following this move back down. I think this was going to come way up, take out anybody that was looking at shorts from this morning and trying to sell. But this just got really strong. We got a break and retest above this area and a nice continuation up. So again, we're approaching this area right here. All these lows, we're tapping into it. I'm going to be stuck waiting to see if we come back down and we look like we're going to retest and then continue, or maybe if we get a reaction off of this and we want to push farther down from this area, but price wanted to come all the way back up to this area before another larger move to the downside. But right now, ton of bullish structure for the day for this session, so I'm going to work off that. Cool. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we get a retest on this. I'm going to look to take it long. Again, if it wants to break structure and then completely move down, I'd be taken out on that one. But that's kind of what I'm going to look for. Some kind of pullback to jump in on this bullish trend for the day, expecting it to continue. to run up towards highs, unless we start to react pretty hard to the downside here, and it looks less like a pullback and more like a start of a move to the downside. So just going to wait a little bit, stay patient. Again, 5-minute chart, going to take a little bit longer to play out, going to find a little bit less entries that we could work with, a little bit wider stop loss, but that's cool by me. But if you hopped on late, thanks for being here. Hop in the free Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, I am building the best futures trading community for free on Discord. Great group of traders. I'm going to make sure of that by moderating it myself, doing live streams, educational sessions. Doing giveaways. I'm giving away 2 free 50K TopStep eval accounts. If you hop in the Discord, there's details in there. Don't have to buy anything. Going to give those away. This is an interesting thing from TopstepX. It's called Tilt. The Tilt displays the aggregated trader sentiment analysis for all TopStep sim traders. This data is for entertainment purposes only and should not be used as a buy and sell indicator. So it's giving you the percent long and the percent short for a couple different instruments, and for that are trading on TopStep. So you only get the guys that are trading on TopStep, the information from them, but it can give you a little bit of an idea, and I've found it interesting just to look at and watch throughout the day. Right now, it was completely balanced at 50-50, and you can see the percentage of traders who are down money versus the percentage of traders who are up money, and what average price they're in at. So interesting to see. We got some shorts coming in on ES for TopStep traders. You got shorts on NASDAQ coming in. Guys are long on crude oil and they're making money. Long on gold and they're making money. You could see the guys that were long this morning, obviously on S&P, made money on the way up. Guys that were short made lost money. Unfortunately, that's me. And you got the same for NASDAQ. But interesting thing, I wouldn't use it as a trading indicator, but it's fun to see. A lot of times what you see on a really strong bullish day is the shorts stack up, and it's everybody trying to sell the top and kind of catch a falling knife, as they say, which would be buying in a downtrend. But it is interesting to watch that type of sentiment. Yeah, so we're just hanging out, man, watching the sea. TopStep over in the corner, trying not to miss a fire drill, and getting some trading in on this 50K. Again, we tapped into this level here. What I'd be looking at as this area right here. If I was drawing this more traditionally as a zone. Yep, I probably would be coming off of, let's look at the hourly. Yeah, I'd probably be coming off of this area right here, right before this impulsive move. Again, like I talked about, the way I like to draw zones, catch a lot of the volume. That's what I find, the consolidation, the area before the big impulsive move, and also look at the lows in that area and the highs in that area. I'd probably be coming off of this candle right here, which was just tapped into. If it wasn't on the 1 hour, maybe I'm looking at the 30-minute. I look at the 30-minute less than anything else, really. If I was looking at the 15-minute, it's all the way up here, but this is the zone. So we just tapped that. Let's see if we get some reaction here. A little bit less ideal of a trade to take a break and retest following the trend of the day if the if the turning point is at an important zone, right? Like we understand why that would be, because now we've got more potential for this to be the turning point rather than down here where we took the sell, where maybe this is the area that we want to sell off from. So I'm going to wait to see how we react here. I think there's a number of things that could play out, but we've got some movement today, so this is making for decent trading conditions. If we come back down, start to retest here and then push up again and try it, maybe it looks pretty good. Maybe we're going to do that, fake everybody out on the long, and then turn back down. Maybe we turn down from here. Maybe we come all the way back down and we fake out to the downside just to move back up. Obviously, price can go up or down. It can do whatever it wants to do. I'm aware of all of that, but I'm taking into consideration, again, price action and market structure, important levels on the chart, and a little bit of volume and order flow data on the side. Honestly, not too much today. Don't have too much interesting stuff on the footprint chart. I'm not staring at delta on each one of the 1 minute candles like I am sometimes. Want to get a little bit more comfortable just watching this TopstepX chart. But if you got questions, feel free, ask them in the chat. Just don't spam it like the two boys this morning did. Trading questions, feel free to ask. You want clarification on something? Let's get some questions going. No problem, man. If you're not already in the free Discord, I don't know what you're doing. Hop in the free Discord, join a community of futures traders for free. Live trading sessions like this, educational sessions like yesterday, breaking down a number of topics. That's my game plan, really on what you guys want to hear. Everybody was asking about TopstepX, Topstep in general, had a lot of questions on prop firms. I gave you the baseline information. Obviously, go do your own research, make your own decisions. Of course, nothing I do here is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. I'm not a financial advisor. Not financial advice. Trading's risky. Almost everybody that trades loses money. But hop in that free Discord, man. Giveaways, giving away 2 free Topstep accounts, 50K accounts, evals. I let you know when they have promotions going on so you can get free resets. We got Fire Drill coming out at some point this week. I'm going to do my best to catch it and get myself a free reset. That's always nice. And a whole lot more, man. If you're interested in working with me, even closer and in an intensive program, book a 30-minute call with me for free. I got calendar set up. You can jump right on, and we could be chatting for a half hour tomorrow for free about your trading and decide if you're a good fit for a more advanced program. Also, daily market insights, talk about news, talk about anything that we want to pay attention to that might move the market, how we want to structure risk for those, and just keep you guys informed as the best I can, the stuff that I'm looking at. Yeah, nothing crazy on the footprint chart. Going on about an hour here, right around that 1040 mark. Again, this is kind of my main time frame of trading. A little bit slower on ES, a little bit slower on the 5-minute chart, which is okay. But we'll chill out, we'll be patient. Again, we will see if, how does this draw? Ooh, blue, very cool. We will see if we get something like a break and retest type of a move out of this. We are at a zone that I'm paying attention to over here. Maybe we start to see the sell-off continue that was working this morning, and we get some kind of a structure to the downside like this to trade off of. Maybe we just continue this push up directly from here. It's not really reacting too much from this level, and we head towards pre-market high. So let's just let's be patient with it. Tempted to try a short from this level. Honestly, I just don't know if before we did move short, we were going to wick up quickly and then continue down. If we got something like this, I would certainly be looking short. If we got a move like that where a candle pushes up, starts to fake everybody out, I don't end up getting faked out and taking a long, and then we break down right below. That's a very common move I see on the U.S. indices that we kind of got caught in right here to the downside, obviously, where wicked down quickly and pushed up. But this isn't nearly deep enough of any kind of pullback for me to get long. Right now, I would be doing it now and stop just below this area, anticipating the continuation to the upside. It's just not it for me. Not a bad trade. You don't have to have a lot of risk on in the market to do that, but it's just not my type of setup. It's not enough of a move to the downside. In which case, I'll be missing a trade, but that's the way that I approach it. Little bit more would have to form for me to be comfortable jumping in on this one. Right now, that is. So we're chilling out, waiting, trading ES here on the 5-minute on TopstepX. Thanks for joining. If you're in, if you got questions, ask them in the chat. Just don't spam the chat. Don't spam anything, man. Price pushing up. Yeah, remaining bullish, man. Above that high, let's see if this is going to continue. Looks like it wants to, run right towards prior day high. Again, trade I was talking about, taking a buy right down from this area with a stop just below this. Looking for a continuation up. You'd already be at a 1-to-1 if you put on about a 10-tick stop and had a 10-tick profit target. But I'm going to hang on to this one. I'm going to hang on for this one now. Obviously, a buy anywhere in here would have been pretty nice. But I'm going to sit on the sidelines for right now. See what Topstep is doing. No fire drill just yet. They got a handful of traders on there yapping. Topstep team traders. Most of them no positions. They got somebody that's long in ES from 203. Looks like they got long down here somewhere. Obviously could have been on this side, but maybe on this side. And someone who's got a little bit of money in a combine. Looking bullish, man. Looking bullish. Okay, now we've got... Whoa, that's not what I want to do. Now we've got a stacked imbalance forming on the 1-minute chart on Trading Views. Volume footprint. A lot of buyers that stepped in. I'm going to wait to see if this area holds up or if we start to turn and break through that. Yeah, it's off of this 1-minute candle here. Had that formed a little earlier, that would have been something I would have capitalized on. Just a display of a lot of buyers stepping into the markets to continue the move up is an indication that it is in fact going to continue. I'm late on looking at it now, but this looks strong. If they don't come back down through this zone, which no, it doesn't look like it's going to. Looks very strong. This would be a trash entry for a long here with a stop loss all the way down below this area. So I'm up against either a quick retest or I'm just missing it. I think this is going to push. Let's take a look at NQ for fun. Bullish day for NQ as well. And similar in the Dow with a lot more wiki overlapping candles. Yeah, this late in the day, man, on this kind of move, didn't get into it quick enough. This would have been an opportunity, again, like I was describing, just not enough of a pullback down to pick up anything and then continue up for me. Maybe it's just me getting used to ES a little bit. I always try to be introspective and see where I can improve. Maybe ES is just not going to give me as drastic of moves as NQ, but honestly on this one, it's very similar. Strong price action to the upside without really pulling back. So this would have been a jump in. Again, here was buyer stepping in down here and push all the way back up. So a couple good missed trades, but again, they gave me the opportunity. I'm watching it like everybody else, so no excuses with saying we missed something. But now my only opportunity really is to wait to see if we get a short opportunity, a retest on something back down, and then a continuation up is much less likely, in my opinion. So I'm getting less and less likely to take a trade on this morning session. The move would have been a buy, guys. That would have been it. The short down here, that failed quickly. Would have been the only nice opportunity. The reason that it gave for an entry is fine. I like that. Again, any other day of the week, I'm taking that short. But the move is obviously long. Could have flipped quickly long as this broke and hit my stop loss. That would have worked out nicely. Would have had to have a pretty this would have been too wide of a stop loss for me to have down below this low. But getting long somewhere in here as this is pushing up with a stop loss just below this, anticipating an immediate impulsive move, would have been really my only other play. But I was looking at somewhat of a reaction here from the zone that we were watching with a potential more of a downside move. Big push down, wick back up, and then continuation back down, which we might start to see now, but I'm not really looking at it at the moment with that much buying pressure. Let's see what TradingView has given us. Yeah, stacked and balanced down here in this area. That'll be an interesting area. Maybe price wants to come back down towards that. That's really the next area on the chart. I'm looking below price for potential movements one way or the other. This obviously just has the potential to keep running up and keep its momentum to the upside here. But if we're pulling back, this is the first area I'm going to be looking at. It's the high that's broken in the uptrend. But this area right here, we'll see if price comes back down. We get a reaction, then we start to continue down. I might look for a short. We pull back down here and start to blast out. That would be another indication that this is going to continue. So I got something else on the board to be waiting for, which I do like to identify as price action is forming. It continues from here. I'm missing it. I'm not jumping in now. I missed my opportunity to do that anywhere down here. What is up, my man? Quick question, Zach. I did a 3x1 contracts and 1x2 contracts for today. Now I can't keep trading for today. I don't know what that means, man. The only way that you can't keep trading from TopStep is if you hit a your daily loss limit or your max loss limit. Or you're outside of the time frame, or you're not trading something you're allowed to trade. So the amount of contracts that you trade, as long as you're within their rules, because each account has a max amount of contracts, you can trade as much as you want. So I'm sorry, I understand the question. You did one trade for three contracts, one trade for two. No, it's fine. You just can't have more than five contracts on at any time. So the max I can enter here is 5 contracts. Whoa, not 15. That's interesting. It won't let me delete the one. Yeah, the max I can enter is 5 contracts. You can't have 6 contracts running or 10 contracts running. That violates a rule. For the 50K account, for the 100K, it's 10 contracts. For the 150, it's 15 contracts. No, you could trade. Plenty of contracts in a day. I think they've got some like additional rule where if you traded like hundreds of contracts, it goes under review. If you're scalping with like max position size like a billion times, it raises some red flag. But no, you can trade as much as you like with that. You just can't trade. It's a max position size per trade per instrument. So not a problem, man. You are good to go. No, they don't limit you like that. Again, I think there's some like 300 contracts traded in any session or something on a day where they like erase the red flag and they want to look at it, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I'm watching this level here. Maybe we get some kind of reaction to the downside. I'm tempted to take a trade based on order flow. A short, it's a less probability that I don't have my favorites popped up here. It's a lower probability trade because of the real obvious, really strong bullish pressure here. But it would look something along these lines. A quick trade to the downside because we've got a stacked imbalance here that price loves to return to, even if it's going to continue up, or maybe it comes down here and then just blasts through with some momentum. We're going to get a turning point here for the day after prices come all the way back up to this level. Again, I just don't have the conviction on these, or I'd be entering them. This did not play out the way that I usually am comfortable getting long on. Some kind of a push up at market open or some form of a push up pre-market would give me more conviction to be getting long with this type of a downtrend. And then, yes, the quick break up back to the VWAP line after this downtrend, that's still me looking short. So really at the only other point was up here after we pushed through VWAP to take this trade towards pre-market high. Didn't really get the pullback that I would have liked to see, and then a candle. That probably would have been the entry for me, just basing it off of the size of market structure and price action. But I'm kind of stuck sitting on the sidelines with not a clear entry, that's setting up. I try to stick to my guns. I try not to get too antsy to trade, just to be taking trades, to be in the market, to be involved. It's definitely one of the more frustrating things to sit back and watch things that you're thinking might happen play out in front of you. But if you executed on every one of those, you're over trading, and a lot of them aren't going to work out. You want to take the trades that you have some conviction, some serious reasoning behind, you like the risk structure, and you're willing to put risk on in the market and risk some money to find out if that's going to work. And I just don't have anything just yet outside of this one, a flip long, maybe on another day after this lost short, which I'm taking, I flip long, but not today. Yeah, I'm looking at where would be looking at this. Where is it on the chart? 510.25 to 509. As a stacked buy imbalance showing on the TradingView footprint chart coming out of this green candle here. So that's a zone I'm paying attention to, an area on the chart I'm paying attention to. Obviously, it coincides with this high over here, this area of price action where we got a little bit of hesitation before the move up. Again, my only other play really here today, and I don't love it anyway, would be taking it aggressively. I got to set up all my favorites on like I have on TradingView. Would be taking it aggressively out of that zone, or waiting to see what happens at this zone, and maybe we start to push through that. We break through it with some momentum. That would be calls for shorts, or we get some price action that forms there, and then we start to break to the downside. So it's really the only other thing I'm looking at the moment. We push up from here. I'm not in. I don't have an entry. We blast straight down from here. I'm not really in. I would look for some kind of a break of this zone if it started to push down with some force and created some other kind of stacked imbalance, or just a lot of momentum to the downside. But it's really the only other thing I'm watching on this chart at the moment. And I'll probably give it about another 15 to 20 minutes before we get close to that lunchtime where I want to I don't want to eat lunch, but I want to take a break from focus trading and then look to come back towards the afternoon. But I'll chill out on here with you guys. And if you got any questions, ask them in the chat. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord, man. Live trading, building out the best free futures trading community on Discord. That's my game plan. Going to put a lot of time, energy, and some money into doing that. Live trading, live educational sessions where we could talk about different topics, have discussions, a community of traders that are going to share analysis, that are sharing analysis, sharing trades, talking about what they're seeing. Giveaways, giving away 2 free Top Step eval accounts, 50K accounts right now. No purchase necessary. You help me out, I help you out. Market analysis, talk about news every morning, what's on the calendar. Speakers, earnings, things that you want to be paying attention to so you're prepared for your day in the markets. And more, and much more, man. Oh, boy. I'm starting to like this for a short, just based on the risk structure. I think this is likely to come back down. I'm tempted to take it. Again, I'm watching TradingView footprint chart over to the side. Probably my only other opportunity from a time-based perspective. Looking at it on the 1 minute, getting some reaction to the downside. I'm going to try this from here, guys. This is a
Order filled.
This is a pretty aggressive entry. Let me just throw a stop up here, and then I will measure out some risk. I'm trying to short here from the top. Again, trying to short on a really strong bullish day, obviously, that we're looking at here. This is a risky trade. I like the way that I could structure risk. If it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out pretty quickly. I know it's going to continue breaking highs. I want to give it a little bit of room above pre-market high in case it wants to just come up here, take out any orders, and then continue down. I like it back down towards this stacked imbalance. Again, I'm watching it on the 1 minute as well. We could see some red candles forming after the push back up and the fail to break this high. So, we'll see if I can get a play on this one. Again, I want to get some trading on here with you guys. I don't want to have you watch me staring at a chart without having anything on these 50K accounts. And I want to get moving on the 50K accounts as well. Like I said, don't want to just take trades just to take them. You don't want to be taking just trash trades to be YOLOing and hoping that it works out. That's not a good way to do it. But there's a little bit of urgency. So I try to balance that risk management with the individual trading and the risk management approach to specifically trading these 50K Top Step accounts. So that's enough yapping. If I have a stop, yeah, I'm going to go with like 18 ticks, something like that would be pretty good. I like how I can just drag right away. Again, I want to know where my stop loss is because I want to be able to measure out my risk to reward. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it right there, and I'm going to go for a. I want to see where 1-to-1 would be. That's 18 at 10.75. There's my 1-to-1. Here is my stop. Wait a minute. 10, 1975, 1525. Yeah, guys, I apologize for just the wonkiness and back and forth. I'm trying to get comfortable with what I got on here with TradingView, the TopstepX platform. So it'll be slow and I'll be learning. Playing out okay for the time being. Let's see if this one wants to continue. I'm going to let it ride for right now. We'll make a decision down here if we want to close out. Obviously, I only have one contract on, so I can't scale out of the trade. It would just be a full closure. So we'll see if we come down into this area. I might just close this one out just past a 1-to-1. I don't know if I want to stay in it. Maybe we look for a re-entry based on what we get, but we're going to close this and manage this one off of price action and market structure to the best of our abilities. You're not always right, but I find giving yourself the ability to manage it rather than a rules-based management system is better, at least for me. Again, doesn't always work. There's plenty of times where if we said, if we were only just moving stop loss to break even at a 1-to-1 and taking half profits at TP1, we would be solid. But there's other days where that doesn't work. Watching this on order flow as well, we start to get some really strong delta or an odd, anything odd forming on there or something that impacts the trade. Maybe I look to manage that from there as well. So keep you guys updated, man. Again, if you got questions, ask them in the chat. Feel free, hop in the free Discord. Yeah, I don't love the data coming off of this footprint chart for this to play the way that I would like it to play. I want to see some momentum continue to the downside pretty quickly here. If we start to stall and then pull all the way back up, less likely to continue. I want to see it come down into this stacked imbalance. And then I don't want to see a strong reaction out of this stacked imbalance. If we come down here, I'm most likely going to go stop loss to break even or trail my stop down or consider closing out. If we start to react out of here, I don't close, I'll probably close before break even if I get a chance to. If we blow right through this, I'd like to hold on to the trade. So I'm giving myself some room here and just kind of narrating the thought process behind the trade management, in case you guys are following along. Checking what everybody else is doing in the world. There we go. We got to push down. Let's see what the boys at TopStep are doing. Someone's still long from 52. Yeah, 52.13. No positions. Team stop tip trade. Somebody's positive. Somebody's got a short from 5212. Oh, I got a better entry than they did. 52.12 on ES. They went short over here, or over here as it's breaking down. Interesting. Look at the tilt thing down here, just for fun as you're sitting in trades, watching them play out. You can pay attention to, to market sentiment to a degree. If everybody's yelling short or everybody's yelling long, it's kind of like when I used to watch Bitcoin on a higher time frame. Watch all the crypto bros that are yelling for it to go to the moon or yelling for it to move down. Interesting to see when everybody is pushing one way or the other, and then how the market moves from there. Usually, in my experience, everybody's wrong. So, when everybody's saying it's about to fall off, this is the top, it's going to come down, that's usually when it blasts through, like in all markets, and vice versa. So I don't love to be with the masses for the most part, honestly. Like this over here that I'm looking down, that everybody's flipping short. We only got 36% of the traders that are long. that makes me nervous, right? I'm like, oh man, here we go. Everybody's piling in. Look at NASDAQ, 72% short. 72% of the traders that are trading on Top Step are short, and only 28% are still long. So we're at TP1. We're past TP1. We're back near break even for the day. You know, if somebody was following along with these trades or trading the way that I trade, maybe they would like to close out, bring themselves back to break even. You know, make themselves whole, and then decide to trade, you know, the rest of the day, look for another entry. I'm going to wait here to see what happens. We pulled all the way back down to this zone. You know, if this is going to break and retest, it may continue all the way back up here. I'm looking for this to come back down further towards at least the VWAP line. If it's going to run down. Again, if we start to react here from this zone, we start to see a, you know, we're in the stacked imbalance now. Yeah, right now. This is marked from the exact area where we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 imbalances stacked on top of each other. A stacked imbalance doesn't form until there's 3 imbalances. It's on the 1 minute, so, you know, we can grain of salt it with it not being the most, you know, strong, reliable form of a stacked imbalance. But, you know, it's something that I pay attention to. We could see here, price did retrace right back down to that area. Interesting to watch. So I'm just going to watch and really manage this trade based on price action and structure. Again, there's advantages to doing that. There's disadvantages to doing that. It's definitely a more advanced way to trade. You really do have to have control of your emotions because, you know, when you manage it and it doesn't work out in your favor, and you would have been better off just closing at a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 or moving your, you know, your trade around, or managing your trade in some structured way, it's harder on your emotions. But to me, allowing yourself the flexibility to apply your intuition and your discretion to your trading, you know, can provide some advantages, can provide an edge. So that's the explanation. If you guys got questions, ask them in the chat. If you're not in the free Discord, link is in the description, links in the bio. Best free trading, futures trading Discord getting built. That's going to be my memo. Live trading, live educational sessions, questions answered. You could interact with me. You could ask me questions straight in Discord. We could share charts, talk about a lot of different stuff, psychology, risk management, different instruments we're trading, everything that goes into profitable trading. Market insights every morning, news that we've got, speakers that are coming out, earnings, you know, conflicts, wars, big companies, you know, anything that I think is going to be has an ability to impact the markets, more specifically the U.S. indices, which I'm primarily trading, and a whole lot more, man. Giving away 2 free Top Step eval 50K accounts. Details in Discord. No purchase necessary. You help me out, I help you out. And a whole lot more, man. You want to talk to me directly on Zoom for 30 minutes, talk about your trading, talk about maybe working with me on a more advanced scale, because I'm doing everything in Discord for free, almost everything in Discord for free. You go ahead and book a call with me, man. We'll talk about it. What's up, my man? What's up? I'm still here. I am still here. So we're in this stacked imbalance here. Again, guys, since I'm in this trade, I'm going to talk about it. We're in this stacked imbalance here. It's a buy stacked imbalance from this candle here, meaning there was a lot of buyers, a lot more buyers than sellers right in this area that pushed the market up higher. A decent amount of trading volume that was done from buyers that vastly outweighed sellers and pushed this market up strongly towards the pre-market high. We're back down towards this area. We're approaching this low in the market structure. We're approaching the volume weighted average price. We've got some sellers stepping in, breaking below this zone. It's making me, giving me the conviction to hold on to this trade, at least for now. I am exactly break even on the day at this level. Oh no, I'm not. Am I in profit on the day? Yeah, we're in profit for the day for a little bit. So we're back to making money, but you know, closing out our trades just because we're at break even doesn't help us pass challenges, doesn't make us money in the market. So we got to hold on to our trades to a degree. It's a fine time to go stop loss to break even. I'm just going to leave it for now. Again, I'm pretty flexible with the way that I'll just close out a trade if I think I want to get out, or if it's blasting back up. We don't have any news on the board, so I don't need to be so aggressive with my hard stop. I can manage it as I see fit. But what's up, guys? What's up in the chat? Got a winning trade on now. It's nice to have that going on. Again, I think my target on this one really is going to be right around that VWAP line. A 2-to-1 is a good area. If I'm looking left, this area right here is not that bad to look at as well. Let me throw a ray on the chart to see how that lines up with... yeah, that's probably the target right now, guys. We got, what do we say, 18. This was 18 from here. Nice. This is where the position tool is a little bit nicer, but I just don't like so much shit clogging up the charts. Ooh, approaching the 2-to-1. I'm probably going to take it down here, guys. Let's see if we could hit it. We got momentum stepping in. Seller stepping in. Broke through this pretty aggressively. Is that going to continue? Are we going to get some follow through? Or are we going to react right here? Actually hit the 2-to-1, which is the bottom of this candle right here. This is the area that I was looking at, this VWAP line that lined up right here. Nasty pullback on this one. Little bit further, man. That would have been my exit. Just a little bit further. Back to where this stacked imbalance was. Got to be cautious on this one. That's a pretty gnarly reaction. Seller stepping back in. Sell side, stacked imbalance forming. Not yet. Not going to hold up. We got some volume being traded here, so we're likely going to continue this move down or reverse and start pushing back up with some force. But we got a decision being made. Again, you can see some of this stuff from the volume that's being traded within these candles. Obviously, you could see it from the candle sizes themselves. When a lot of volume is being traded, but you can certainly see it on any order flow tools. So. Would have liked to catch the bottom of that candle and just have a 2-to-1 hit on this thing, but now I'm in it, and I've just got to make decisions based on what's happening in front of me. So sellers are trying for it. We start reversing quickly from this and pushing back up. I'll probably duck out of this one. Oof, there's buyers stepping in. There's buyers stepping in on the footprint chart. Watching this zone, I'm going to see what happens right here. We push above it with force. I'm going to close probably halfway from here to the entry. Still be a profitable trade, but it won't be where I want to have closed. I just want to see if sellers do end up taking control here and pushing this thing lower. There's definitely, again, you can see the volume, you can see the way the candles are moving, you can see the volatility that came into the markets. When this starts to happen, you typically get the quick move. Somebody takes control, and we are either on the right side or the wrong side of it. But I'm in here. I'm in profit past a 1-to-1. I wanted to take it down here. If this continues, it's going to give me the conviction to stay in. If it starts to reverse here quickly, ooh, nice. Come on, let's see it push down. Starts to reverse here quickly, and we get stacked and balanced to the upside. It's just not going to work out. But I don't want to close my trade I want to close my trade early. This would have been a fine close down here, but it was a little bit too slow marking out that level as this was pushing down. Let's see what Delta is looking like. Again, I'm watching this stuff on a trading view. Trying to. What the hell, trading view? Come on, man. Load up for me. I need to know what's going on here. Still a negative delta. Not super convincing, though. Let's see. I need one more nice push down. Need to see some momentum here to the downside. Otherwise, this is going to look less likely. We start to come back up above this level. I'm not going to like the price action, and I may duck out. Come on, sellers. No, it doesn't look good. Let's go ahead and footprint. Yeah, no good.
Order filled.
Ducking out right there, closing out. In profit. Nice profitable trade. Let's get rid of that. Let's flatten all. Profitable trade. I don't like the way price action is forming down at this zone. I think I was late on my close, and I think this was the nice pull down. It might again just need to react here and then continue to the downside. Not enough for me to hold this one after watching that type of price action. This may just continue. Again, here was its push through, pulled all the way back up on the footprint chart. It's looking a little bit positive. I'll wait to see if we want to take another entry on anything, but nice trade, past a 1-to-1. That's cool. Worked out very nicely. If I look at my trade, $262.50. Yeah, worked out nicely. I like it. Almost cleared out my trade before. Yeah, we're about break even on the day. $30. That's going to be negligible. We can hit buy and sell a couple times and hopefully clear that up if we wanted to. No, don't do that. But back to break even on the day. Not a bad trade. I think this has potential to follow through, but the way it's reacting right at this zone, pushing back up into it and forming a strong delta, buyers stepping back in, was concerning for me. So that was enough for me to close the trade. The closeout way down here, way down here would have been obviously a whole lot nicer. Another 10 ticks out of the trade would have been pretty sweet. Another, $125. But we didn't get that. Again, I was looking right towards this VWAP line where I initially had this was right about here off of these lows, this area of price action. This area of price action right here. Again, trying to base my trades manage my trades on price action and market structure. Watching price action form, watching this market structure form, and then, deciding where do I want to have my entry, my exit. Well, I want to know where a 2-to-1 is and a 1-to-1 is because I know I need to have a positive risk to reward. Otherwise, it's not a good trade. I knew I would have that based on this pretty aggressive entry all the way up here in the top, selling all this buying pressure. I only need a stop loss up here, right? Because if it pushes through, it's much less likely that it's going to continue down. We wanted to see a nice sell-off, nice momentum to the downside. Once we entered, we got that. I had this zone marked out as a stacked imbalance from footprint. That reacted very nicely. It did come all the way down, right down to this zone. This would have been fine for a closeout. 2-to-1 was literally the bottom of this candle. So it did hit a 2-to-1. Nice trade. I got to close out just past 1-to-1. Fine with that. If I was, again, hanging on to this thing for a while as it messed around here, hoping to be able to hold it down even lower. But this type of price action, big, doji looking big wicks to the downside, green, and, positive delta that was stepping in here, buyer stepping in after it broke below this zone, makes it look much less like a continuation of the downside, more of a short trap to come all the way down here, catch everybody selling below this low, and then start to move back up. And I'm guessing a lot of people are getting long here. Almost forgot. I don't know if I missed a top step fire drill or not, but I'm guessing people are, I can see it from the tilt. Yeah, here, look, everybody getting long again. NASDAQ's 50-50, S&P's long. These are the ones we're looking at. This was very negative. Everybody was short on the way down. Now we got everybody getting long. They're struggling to push this thing higher. I still like this to the downside. Let me get rid of these now that we reviewed the trade. I'm getting pretty late in my trading session here, honestly. I'm going to get rid of this. This is no more stacked and balanced. We came back through that. Getting a little bit late in the trading session. I just want to see if this is going to turn back down from here. Again, after a move like this, this is giving me the indication that it wants to turn. Maybe we need to have something like this form up. We trapped all the sellers on the downside. We're going to trap all the buyers. Who really cares about that? But just talking about market structure and price action, maybe we get something along these lines. This could obviously be a break and retest to the upside. But to me, this was looking fairly bearish. Like we had this big corrective move in the morning, and now we want to come back and continue this move from pre-market. Too early on the first short. Second one worked out. Obviously a buy in there somewhere would have worked out nicely as well. But I'm going to give it a little bit more time. I'll watch the charts. Again, we're back to about break even on the day. With two trades, again, 50-50. Would like to have my winners be larger than my losers. My first trade had more risk than the second trade. So even though I was past a 1-to-1, I still ended up right around break even. Got to be careful about that, changing your risk as you go. But we're doing better than most traders, because most traders lose money, like 70-80%. So don't forget that if you're break even, you're doing better than almost everybody. You've made it really, really far. I mean that genuinely, not to pat myself on the back for this day, which is not super exciting at all. But if you are trading yourself and you're break even in a live account or on prop accounts, or even in demo, you're doing really, really well. You're doing something that most traders never accomplish. Most traders lose money. It's posted. It's not my opinion. It's on regulated Forex sites. They have to post how they do it for most of them, at least for the stuff that I've seen in the US, is they take all of their traders' accounts for the last 3 months, and over the last 3 months, they decide if they're positive or negative based on their P&L, and they give you a percentage that are negative. And it's usually somewhere between that 60 to 80%, let's say. So most traders lose money. It only has to be 51 to be most, but it's way over that. So again, if you're break even over a long period of time, you're doing pretty damn good. You're managing your risk. You're not losing money. You just have to make some adjustments to your approach, your risk management, and go from there. But anyway, yeah, man, again, I'm still looking short on this one. Again, I kind of think this is faking everybody out with the pullback up here to this level. I'm watching. Might try to hop back in on the short train on this one. Let's check our boy NQ. Yup, very, very similar structure. Dow is the most different of the three, at least from what I've seen watching all three of them. More. Again, watching price action, market structure, trying to get a read and decide if there is another trading opportunity that is worth putting risk on in the market to find out if we are right or wrong, if it will play out. If the market wants to just play out that way, not really even if we're putting on a good trade or bad trade. Good or bad is just based on if we're following our plan. Might go short again. My man says we hit a fair value gap and respected it. Got you, man. Got you. I'm waiting to see. I kind of like this for a short. Again, here was, unless we start to push up right here. Here was the pullback down, right? We're on the 5-minute chart. So this is a decent amount of time for intraday trading. Here was the push right back up. Like, where is the momentum of buyers coming in? We want to see that happen. When we're reading price action and market structure, it's important to pay attention to the time that, that things are taking to play out. If this was going to come down, we really want to see that happen pretty quickly. Sure, we wicked way back up here, maybe to take some people out that were getting short, but we came right down. We pulled down. Now we got some, bullish candle dojis forming here, right around the VWAP and everything, right down below this low, around this line that we were looking at. If we want to push up, go ahead and push up. If not, we start to fail and struggle and form bearish candlesticks back down. Maybe we look short. So again, as I'm saying this right now, this candle's forming bullish, so I'm not getting short just yet. That's why I'm waiting on this type of stuff. Maybe it's maybe it is going to just be the pullback down and then a push back up. But I'm not, ready to get long on anything down here from this area. I could see other people are. We could see, it makes sense from a, break and retest. But the way that this formed, the selling pressure that came in here, and then the bit of consolidation that we see here doesn't tell me that this is ready to blast off to the upside. I don't have a great way to structure risk. If I wanted to enter short right now, right? Where am I, how am I structuring the position? If I'm entering short here, with a target, somewhere down here, who cares about the target right now? There's obvious room to the downside. Do I go with a stop loss way above this area, like my initial entry that was up here? That makes for a pretty wide target. Do I take a short thinking that, it's going to turn right here? What gives me the conviction to say I only need a stop loss up here and that it can't pull up right to this area and then continue down? So right now, this is one of those instances where market structure, price action, intuition is telling me that I'd like to get short on this to continue back down, that this is not following through to the upside the way that I'd like it to. But when the candle's forming, we don't have a close. I don't have anything to really structure risk off of unless I go right above the current candle since it traded above prior bar high. We're going to close here pretty soon. See what kind of close we get. Again, watching Delta, watching TradingView's footprint. Yeah, pretty risky nut right now. Might go up or down. Gotta wait. Yep. I'm looking short on this to try it. If I went with a more standard amount of risk, this is $125 worth of risk. This would be $250 worth of risk. Nothing on the TradingView footprint chart giving me a real clear read. If I had some other reason for this one, I'd be looking at it. But price is stalling here. 11:30, man. We've been on the stream a while. I'm going on like 2 hours now. We got sellers stepping in. Yeah, I'm going to try the short here.
Order filled.
I'm going to try the short here. Let me just throw a stop up here, and then I'll adjust it. I'm looking at a footprint chart with sellers stepping in. Again, this is either going to work quickly or fail pretty quickly. I would expect it to, unless we start consolidating around this area. Let me see how I want to structure risk. Yeah, we could have about a 20 tick stop loss on this one. If I look at a take profit area, let's find our 1-to-1 right about there. Nice. Again, taking a trade against this being a break and retest to the downside, looking at short stepping in. I'm going to watch TradingView footprint over in the right-hand corner, watch Delta, see if we start to get a reaction one way or the other to this, and then maybe we can manage based on that as well. But we got to take some trades. We got to get involved. We got to put some risk on. We got to pass or fail these accounts, right? That's the that's the game plan. Hopefully pass, but might get choppy in the next 20 minutes. Yeah, I agree. It could just be choppy. We might go back and forth again. We're kind of coming into that lunchtime, U.S. lunchtime. 12 o'clock, 12:30. So again, that's why I like to get my main part of my trading in after NYSE open, and then towards lunchtime, try to wrap it up because we do see a lot of consolidation. Typically, it's different every day. But I want to try to capitalize on another trade here. Again, I was kind of conservative only with the 1 on the way up. Again, on the 5-minute, on ES, getting comfortable with how many trades I can realistically expect on average, because it's going to differ. Sometimes I'm going to take 0. I'm sure sometimes I'll take 5 or 6. But a little bit different than NQ on the 1, where we got a lot more volatility and a shorter time frame that could be presenting us with more trading opportunities. So I'm going to let this one play for a little bit here. We got indecision right here. Don't really have the follow through that I'd like to the downside. But I'm going to let this one sit for a little bit. Maybe I duck out before the stop loss if it starts to pull up. Probably not, honestly. If it's going to blast off from here and start to push up, I'll probably get stopped out pretty quickly. But I'm looking for it to not do that and to continue down. Again, another risk here for a trade like this is maybe it wants to come up, take me and everybody else out of these before continuing down. But we kind of already, had our opportunity to do that. And now we're going on another 20, 25 minutes in time, consolidating buyers and sellers somewhat at odds. Not a ton of volume, just comparing to the rest of the day, actually low volume. So we'll decide. I'm gonna let this one run for a little bit and I'll decide. Maybe I duck out because it gets too slow, but we'll make a decision from there. We will see. We will see, boys. What's up? If you just jumped on, thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. Streaming for free on YouTube, showing you everything, right? This is the live TopstepX terminal. It's a 50K TopStep eval account, obviously. It's up here. It just got released on Monday. Today's Wednesday, so we're testing this new platform out together. If you want to join the best growing free futures trading Discord, link is in the description. Live trading, market analysis, looking at news, looking at things that are going to impact the markets, live educational sessions. You can interact, ask me questions directly, how I approach the markets, share charts, work with a community of traders, of futures traders that are doing the same, sharing charts, analysis, talking about what they're seeing, talking about their charts, their trades, looking to improve. Giveaways, discounts to TopStep, giving away 2 free 50K TopStep accounts. Free. Details in the Discord. Don't have to pay for anything. Don't have to buy anything. Don't have to join a VIP to get any of this. Only other thing I have that is paid is if you are dead serious about having the fastest path to profitability and you think that working with another trader in a small group and one-on-one format might yield that result in a non-financial, financial advice way. Got a program for that. Book a call with me, 30-minute free call. Talk about your trading, talk about whether or not you might be a good fit for a program like that. But no pressure, man. Hop in for free. Speak with traders, speak with myself. Let's make money together, man. That's the game plan. Again, not financial advice. Trading's risky. Most people don't make money. Most people lose all or more of the money that they trade with. I'm not a financial advisor. I have no certifications or qualifications that would make me a financial advisor. Just talking about what I do here for entertainment purposes only. This is for fun, guys. This is not a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. You're responsible for your own trading, and you shouldn't listen to me or anybody else. Make sure you read the full disclaimer at realdealfutures.com. It's also in Discord and on every other piece of content that I put out. It's on the in the description of this video as well. But I'll be right back, guys. Step away for a second. I got my stop loss on. No take profit. Hopefully this continues down. Be right back. Whoa, we're in profit. What happened? Nobody told me we were in profit, guys. What happened? Let's see. Got a little bit of money made. We're up on the day. That's good. Let's see what footprint is looking like. It's going down. Yeah, what's up, guys? Had to step away for a minute. This looks good. Again, we do want to hold for a 1-to-1. That's the game plan at a bare minimum. If you're trading at a 1-to-1, less commissions that you're going to pay. Your break even with a 50-50, with a fucking coin toss, excuse my language. So at a bare minimum, having a 1-to-1 starting point puts you at a flip of a coin break even over time. So I like to start there, but I'm going to manage based on price action. We got to get down below this low. We're trying. If we start to react and come above this high here, that would definitely be a an indication that it's time to get out. But I think we may be headed lower. Again, this VWAP line can act as a dynamic support and resistance. I pay attention to it, especially earlier in the day. I think it gets increasingly more lagging as time goes on and as more volume is added to the session, if this is anchored to the session. But overall, we're in another winning trade, which is good. Would like to make it 1 loss and 2 wins. Would like to make one of the wins pretty big. Again, this is a 1-to-1 with 20 ticks of risk. This would be a $250 profit down here. Start to move the needle on the 50K account. And look, guys, I know this is not a lot of money on these accounts. It's not as exciting as trading the ones that are 3 times the size, where this amount of money is, $750 to your 1-to-1 and $1,500 to your 2-to-1. And we could have these big days where there's, a couple $1,000s. It's not practical in the 50K accounts. So I know this is kind of slow. Maybe it could be boring. But if you're ever going to try to build the buffer up without YOLOing it or be able to pass the account without just YOLOing it into a couple trades, it's kind of slow and steady wins the race. So I do recognize it. It's 2 trades. We're back to break even. Now we got another one. Maybe we're going to get $250, $300 on it. Maybe we're going to take a stop out, somewhere around the, $200 level, because I would like to bring this down below this, around this area. But, again, it's the nature of the smaller account, man. It's a smaller drawdown. You've got $1,000 to work with each day. That's it. And you've got, $2,000 to work with for the whole account. You only have to make it to $3,000 to pass. So, a couple wins at $250 a piece add up pretty quickly. You start moving the needle into profit, and you go from there. So let's see if we can get a nice breakdown. I want to see a push. Again, we're coming into this. Should test the 5190s. Ooh, yeah, that would be sweet, man. That'd be really sweet. Again, we're coming into this lunchtime hour. I do pay attention to the time of day we're trading. We don't always get a decrease in volume and volatility, but it can get kind of slow and choppy and range bound in the middle of the day. But I'm going to hang on to this one, even though I've been trading really up past the time that I like to allow myself to trade for. On the low time frames like this, trying to stay focused, you get fatigued. It's just like anything else, especially as you take more trades. You can only make so many good trading decisions. There's opportunity all day, but whether or not you can really function well as a trader and execute the way you need to, you got to be honest with yourself. So I don't like to set really hard press rules in a situation like this where I'm in a trade, it's going well. I don't want to cut it short just yet. But I do recognize those other factors. Yeah, I don't know, brother. I don't know if we're going to continue this one down. I mean, to me, this market structure, here was the strong push up, right? We were blasting up. We pulled down. We had a nice reaction here, right around this VWAP line, right around, this area, these lows, kind of a nice area of volume, of price action, of market structure. That was its chance to push up here. If we're looking at the 5-minute, let's continue the move. We failed, and now we came back down to tap that low. I would have liked to see this break down below and give us a close below. We're not getting that just yet. So it's not amazing to me just yet. It's not running down, but it's certainly making the case that, we might want to move back down towards pre-market. Or towards prior day low. I don't think my 1-to-1 is in a terrible area, just breaking down below that VWAP line, but I'm going to watch this. We start to push back up above this high, like we're doing now, back into drawdown. If we start to push back up above this high, I think it's less likely to work out. I'll have to make an executive decision whether to hold, just to see if we're coming up here to take some people out. My stop loss is in a pretty nice place relative to that, but I don't know if I want to take on that additional 8 ticks of risk. I'll make that decision as we go. But I don't have a hard press reason to close just yet. So we'll check it out. Check out the 1 hour chart, my man says. Let's see what we got on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, man. Yeah. I see what we're looking at on the 1 hour. You know, this was obviously, if we do a super zoomed out 1 hour, you know, we've had this really strong uptrend structure. This to me is like that head and shoulders pattern, you know, that you can see as, you know, price starts to kind of round out, consolidate, and then turn down. We did get this reaction to the upside today, so that's not as great. But you do get oftentimes big pullbacks like that before price is going to kind of turn down and dump. You get stuff like that here, really big push up and then continuation down. So, you know, we'll just have to see how it plays. Yeah, I feel that, man. I feel that. So, yeah, let's check a couple different time frames. Sometimes you can get a better perspective on different time frames. Yeah, 15-minute. This looks okay. Let's check. 4 hour is pretty high time frame for us to be looking. Our oddball friend, the 30-minute. Yeah, it's not bad, man. It's not as bearish as I'd like it to be, but again, it was bearish enough for me to enter a trade. So here we are. So we'll hang out. We'll see what we get with this one. I think a trail down to a 1-to-1 is not an insane thing to happen here. So we'll hang out in this trade. We'll see what happens. Watching footprint over on the side. Nothing massive forming there. Nothing super sketchy forming on that. We'll let this one roll for a little bit. If you got questions, ask them in the chat. Happy to talk about trading. Happy to answer any questions. Heavy positive delta. Let's see what we got. Mario was calling that one out. Yeah, looking on the 1 minute, we did have some positive delta that was pushing that price back up. Right now, it's not looking terrible. Yeah, we did have some heavy, some back-to-back heavy delta that formed. If I'm looking at the 1 minute, so buyer tried to step in again here. Now we're kind of indecisive right now. That's what we're looking at. Again, maybe we come right into this time frame that we look at this, 12 o'clock, everybody goes to lunch and things just slow down. But we'll wait it out. We'll see what we get for right now. But if you're on, I'll stop repeating myself eventually, man. Hop in the free Discord. Free Discord. Live trading. I'll leave it at this. More value, in my opinion, than you get from most paid communities. That's the goal. That's what I'm shooting for. But we are trading TopstepX, which has been pretty cool. Second day trading TopstepX. We'll talk about that. It's pretty sweet, man. No major complaints. I mean, there's a couple other things I wish it did have, but I think they'll be added pretty soon. But it seems very fast. Doesn't seem laggy. Doesn't seem glitchy. Pretty intuitive. The way that everything's set, pretty clean. I like some of the additional features, like the sentiment thing is kind of is interesting. The manual lockout's pretty cool. We got some sellers stepping in right now. Yeah, not enough though. Not enough. This 1 minute candle is forming, showing a positive delta on a red candle. So that's not super convincing. Got some volume being traded, but buyers are here. Let's see if sellers can overtake them and we continue this move down. Doesn't look like it. Not yet. Oof, nope. Nope. Close positive, and we got some buying pressure. In 1 hour we have 10-year. Yeah, yep. Big move at that time. Yeah, let's look at that's the one orange folder that's on the board. 1:01 p.m. Eastern, USD 10-year bond auction. Highest yield on 10-year bonds the government sold at auction. Yeah. Yeah. Don't know if we want to sit through that. Could YOLO it, guys. Yeah, we might consolidate before that. Now that I'm looking that we're only an hour out from that. My man in Discord, we were talking about ES risk management that I mentioned, and it moves slower, easier to read, in my opinion. We were talking about S&P over trading stuff like NASDAQ. I think it's also the highest traded in terms of volume aside from bonds. I don't know about that either way, but yeah, I'm going to give this a little bit more time. I'm not so convinced. Would have liked to see the impulsive move to the downside. I'm considering just closing out in profit before this 10-year auction. If I was going to sit through that, I'd really want to widen out the stop loss, even if I thought this position was going to work out. And I wanted to hold it. I'd really want my stop loss pretty far away to sit through, any kind of news event, any kind of increase in volatility. So I might duck out of this, try to avoid some of the, as I'm saying it, we're starting to move down, some of the, midday chop here, and maybe give myself some time to handle the things I need to handle outside of my trading. Ooh, there we go. Got some momentum to the downside here. Can we continue that? Okay, we're going to attempt to break the lows. If we can get below this, I'm not going to hold this one all day because I don't have time before this news event that's coming out. We start to push back up and fail this, third test of these lows, I might just go ahead and duck out. Stay put. My man says stay put. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to make the executive decision. Got buyers coming in on this one. Yeah, pretty strong positive delta forming. Getting close to wanting to duck out from this one. If this starts to follow through, I'm gonna get out. You know, we waited plenty of time. We gave it a chance to break this and start to push down, start to continue this move down. It's really not doing that. We got buyers stepping in to a degree, and again, we're coming up on a 1 o'clock. Not a massive red folder event, but something that definitely has the ability to impact the markets. So I don't love leaving this just to let it run. Might work out great. You might see a huge dump, and you know we pick up a nice win from it, but it can just as easily go the other way. And if I don't know what's going to happen before that, and I'm not super comfortable with the trade, I might look at jumping out. Kind of at another important point here. We got volume being traded. We got a little bit of volatility. We had one pretty strong positive 1 minute candle. The next ones are pretty even, but a decent amount of volume traded. Just not figuring out what it wants to do here. Yeah, what are we doing, S&P? What is this shit? What is this? Yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna get ready to clip this one. We wicked above these highs. Maybe that's all it needs, but we tried this low so many times, and now we got a bullish close. You know, green candle close in on the 5 minute after trying it again. I think we're just headed into a lot of chop, and I'm not planning on being stuck here sitting through it. So I might just duck out on this one and let it go. My other opportunity is to like lower the stop loss pretty tight, let it run for a little bit longer, try to pick up a win, but I'm not loving it. So I think I'm gonna get ready to wrap this one up. I'm just watching what's happening on TradingView's footprint.
Order filled.
That's me jumping out right now. Ending up at about break even on the day. Here we are, $8. We lost $8, so I'm out of this one. Not a bad trade. Ended up working out for a bit there. Obviously, we didn't hit a 1-to-1, but out of break even. You know, that's fine. This may dump from here. This may pump from here. We got volume and volatility coming in, but I don't want to be sitting through 12 o'clock and all the way to 1 and then managing the trade at 1. So that's a longer session for me than I usually do. I appreciate you guys jumping on, giving me your insights, giving me your opinions, and trading this together. a win, a loss, and a break even. For break even, had a little bit more profit on that second one that we could have closed out a little bit lower and could have taken, a little over $100 on that one. So maybe we would have ended the day with $200 or $300 if we were a little bit more aggressive on our running profits. But that's the nature of waiting for the nice big dump, is to not just close out as things are going down. But I appreciate you guys being here. Hop in the free Discord if you're not in the free Discord. Live trading, live educational sessions, giving away 2 free Top Step 50K evals. And that concludes live session for this morning, man. Happy we got to do this one. Kind of slow overall for me. Usually I run something into profit or loss a little bit more aggressive than a break even. But hey, listen, man, capital preserved. We live to trade another day. I'm probably not going to make it on. I'm going to say now, I'm not going to jump back on for Power Hour Live. This one was nice and long. Glad we got to do it. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be looking at, like I had this morning, some overnight trades. So if I see something that I want to share with you guys, I will let you know. I'll definitely be testing that out, continuing to test that out. Same approach, same deal, playing off of market structure, price action, all the same tools that I use, just a higher time frame approach. I think it's cool to be able to swing overnight the way that these Top Step accounts work. I'd have to be entering after the 6 p.m. Eastern to be able to do that, and then overnight for me in Eastern time, and then closing at some point, earliest probably around when I'm waking up, 5 a.m., holding it maybe towards that 9:30 a.m. Eastern NYSE open. If I'm awake or I do something or I can manage it late at night, early in the morning, I will. But that's something that I would be calling in the free Discord live in real time if I start to share those. Kind of like what I was doing for the Forex swing trades. But now that I've really brought all my attention, all my focus to futures, I enjoy just focusing on really one instrument, but if at most like the U.S. indices, so 2 or 3 instruments. So anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. One more time, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing here was a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Disclaimers are everywhere. Trading's risky. You probably shouldn't trade. You're probably going to lose all your money. But I'll see you guys in Discord. Thanks again, and we'll be live again this week. Talk to you guys later.